Hey everyone, welcome to the Anderson Bros Outdoors. I'm Jake, and today is a first for this channel. We have an on-road car, so stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome back. As I said, my name is Jake, and today we have the Losi Nascar 12 scale ready to run right here in front of us, and we're going to open it up and we're going to take it for a rip. Now, it's a little unique because I live outside of town. While my main road is paved, my driveway is not. So it'll be interesting to see where we can run this thing. However, it is new, it was cheap, and it looks like a lot of fun, so we got it. Speaking of cheap, I think the price tag on it is $179.99. I did get the Menards version. I think there are 6 or 7 different liveries that you can get. I think that there's Menards, there's Napa. Doesn't say all the different versions, but it's a super cool car. So if you guys have been following all of the new releases within the last 6 months, you'll know that Arrma dropped the new 12 scale Granite, Grom, and Typhoon. And this is essentially the same thing as the Grom. There are obviously some differences to it, like the body and maybe some other small differences here and there, but most of the parts are interchangeable. Now, I don't know a lot about on-road stuff. I've done a few recent videos of going fast. Prime example is the SCX6, trying to get it to do more than, its stock 8 to 10 mile an hour. We did a speed video with the Creighton 6S Basher, and it did 63 mile an hour. So I'm really curious to see how fast we can get this to go. I've kind of got bitten by the speed bug and I like it. It's a lot of fun. I can see why people want to go faster and faster and faster. It's not an easy thing to do. With that being said, this is essentially a ready to run car. Everything you need for this car is in the box, or so the box says. Let's open it up and see what we've got. And there's the car itself. Alrighty, so the first things first, this radio is actually really small. It's really nice. Fits in your hand. It is very minimalistic. Your steering reverse, your on and off button, and your throttle limit. And then there's the steering direction and then the steering input, so how far you can turn the wheels. I don't anticipate this being a very good for distance, but we'll see. One of the things I really like about the Grom, and I don't have one yet, but one of the things I really like about it is its clipless body system. This does not appear to have a clipless body system. There are clips in holding the body on, in the front and the back. And then here's the body. So the body is a pretty green color. It is a Menards livery, and it has a lot of other stickers on it too. And then it is backed by silver. The car itself is very aerodynamic. It's got a nice bumper here in the front with some foam in it for when you do hit something, or if you do hit something. It's got a nice diffuser in the rear. And the tires are not plastic. They are actually rubber, so that's nice to see. Most of the car, looking at it, is plastic. It does look like the shock caps are plastic. The springs are obviously metal. The spring retainers are metal, but the shock body looks to be plastic. But I'm not sure what you expect from a sub $200 car. It's not going to be the best thing out there. However, this is not supposed to be the best thing out there. This is supposed to generate smiles. So we'll see if it does. The first thing we're going to do is charge the battery here. It does come with a bind plug, is what it looks like. Sweet sticker. Got some AA's for the radio. Let's see about this charger. There it is. They're back to me. All right. It does not say. Alrighty, here we go. S10 2S smart charger. USB-C input is 5 volts, 3 amp max. The output's only 1.5 amp max. It will take a very long time to charge this battery with this charger. We'll go ahead and start that just to see what that's like. This is not an attractive option. You'll certainly want to look at better options for this. or have a bunch of batteries that you can charge back to back to back, because waiting on batteries is never fun. Now that we have the battery charging, it is blinking between green and red. I assume it's charging. Let's take a look at the car itself. Oh, this is sweet. So this car actually comes with a fan on, blowing towards the motor. Huh. It's got a cute little servo. I assume that you can put an NSDRC or a Reefs micro servo in there. I'm not sure what the tooth count of the horn is, but you could probably use the stock plastic horn that comes with either servo and it will be plenty adequate. I bought this car with the intention of doing speed runs with it. I don't have a place to race it or drive it around, if you will. There's really no place to go and say, hey, is there any other 12 scale NASCARs that we can do races with? The intent behind this car is 100% to do speed runs. So I think we'll probably end up figuring out how we can mount the speed analyzer right back here, and we'll probably end up cutting out or peeling this back window sticker off. I don't know if this will go through that plastic or not. If it will, we'll just leave it. If not, then we'll have to figure something out. But we're going to put it on here and we're going to do some speed runs with it. The goal is to make this car do at least 50 mile an hour or more. The electronics here are a 2-in-1 ESC. It is a 25 amp ESC, a SPMX SE3125RX. If you do change out the radio, you will also have to change out the receiver if you're not running a Spectrum radio. So you'll have to change out the receiver and the ESC, which in turn is brushed for this motor. I assume that this is a 2S only ESC. It might be more, it might not be. Nobody knows. It does not say if that ESC is 2 or 3S anywhere. This radio is interesting. Typically with these Spectrum radios, you push the button in and it moves and stays in. However, this one is just a button, so it doesn't actually move and stay in. It just moves and then clicks. So you can see that it's on, and then you have to hold it, and now it's off. I am not well versed in the things of on-road racing or really on-road at all. This is my first on-road car as I look at all of my different vehicles around here. The only other thing that I could think that would be coming close to this is the oval dirt track car that I have. And that is definitely not an on-road car. So it doesn't say on the box how fast the car is. Oh, I lied. So the car is good on flat surfaces that are at least 20 by 40 feet with medium or high traction. It is stock out of the box, offers 20 plus mile an hour speed. So I assume that it might hit 20 mile an hour on 2S, maybe. We'll see. Drive it, tune it, race it. Add optional parts. Oh, these are officially licensed Goodyear tires. The axles are metal. Most everything else is going to be plastic. I mean, it's a budget car. It's a ready to run. It's not a kit. I don't expect it to be top of the line in terms of performance. I would be curious to see what the voltage is going to the servo, and it does look like it has a hole in the middle, so it would be good for the NSDRC servo. I could talk about this all day, but I'm not going to. So we're going to have a cutscene. We're going to put this in here like this. We're going to put the body back on. We're going to charge the battery. We're going to see if it actually does that 20 mile an hour that it says on the box. All right, so quick change. We're going to run it out here on my patio. So here we are in the testing spot. You can see we're back in the middle of nowhere. We do have a clear road, and this is testing number 1, maybe of 1, maybe more, I don't know. The goal is to do at least double the mile an hour that's on the box. So the box says 20 mile an hour. I don't think we'll do that with 2S. We might do it with 3S. Maybe it'll take 4S. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. So we have started the GPS. We're at 0 mile an hour. We are on a fresh 2S pack. It does look a little goofy because the body's sitting up high. Well, that's because we have the GPS in the back there. Let's see what it'll do. And that is full throttle. Whoa. There was 2S. Stop and read. Boom. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. It does 20 mile an hour, just like the box says. That is on 2S. Very impressed. So the car did 20 mile an hour on 2S. We did put the 3S battery in it, and we have a XT60 here for the 3S battery. However, the issue is that this receiver must be different than the one in the Grom because it does not actually run on 3S. It blinks and it lights up, but it doesn't give you the 3 beeps, and it doesn't do anything. So where does that leave us? That leaves us with another option. We actually have 2 more options. Well, 2 options total, but we're going to go with option 1 for the time being. We're trying to get this car to 40 mile an hour. We can't use 3S on the stock ESC, so what we've done is we've made a little upgrade. We did have an upgrade done. We put this Spectrum 2-in-1 motor in it. It is a brushless 6,000 kV motor. I'm hoping that it will pilot this car to 40 mile an hour. We have a radio link receiver, and we're using a Radio Master 4-in-1 module equipped radio to bind to the Radio Link receiver. Everything else is pretty much the same. We're just missing the ESC, the receiver, the radio, and the stock motor. All of that stock stuff is now no longer in the car. We're still using the stock battery with the plug on this motor because this motor came with an EC2 plug. Anyway, this is a $100 motor. I'll link it in the description below. It is running. The battery is fully charged. We are going to take it out right now and see what this combination will do. Here we are, another beautiful day at the testing spot. We are preparing for round 2. We have 12 satellites. We have 81% battery. We can see it. Let's go ahead and start. See if we can get a little. Oh yeah, we got miles an hour. Let's see if we can hit this. Woo. First little test hit, somebody's coming, so we're gonna stop and read. Oh smokes, we got 31 mile an hour. Let's try again. Telemetry lost. And we lost it. So we just went and got the car. And first things first is we're going to stop the app and we're going to see what we hit. We did hit 30 mile an hour there. I think we hit 31 mile an hour before. I believe what ended up happening is this motor is a 2mm. Yeah, Spectrum 2-in-1 motor has a 2mm output shaft. The stock output shaft is 2.3 millimeters. It's not a huge difference. It is enough though that it's noticeable. I believe the pinion did come off of the shaft. I'm not sure. We're just gonna have to go take it apart and see what the deal is. We're gonna do this part together here. We're gonna take the motor back out and check it out. There's some things I wanna update you guys while we do this. So there are, I believe, 8 to 10 screws that hold everything together. These 4 screws near the front bulkhead, and then there's a screw in the middle, as you can see right here. And then there's 5 screws in the rear, holding the motor and the rear bulkhead assembly together. Really the rear diff stuff together. Once you get all 10 of these screws out, like such, we can simply just lift up. This plate does pop up out of place. It is kind of stuck in there, so it does take a little bit of finesse to get it out. And there it is. Lost some screws in the process. Oh, interesting. This is the thing that holds the drive shaft in place. It also holds the front steering assembly in place. And then some things that you'll note in here before we look at the motor and the broken motor shaft is the car does come stock with metal diffs. So this is not like the Grom, and where the Grom comes with plastic diffs. These are actually metal diffs, and it does have a metal spur and pinion gear. There are some upgrades to the car, and the other thing that I would like to point out is we did break the motor shaft, which is interesting. The other thing I want to point out is the motor plate, unlike the Grom, has holes in it for different pinion sizes. Definitely an upgrade over the Grom, and it's very refreshing to see that all you need to do is buy a different motor and you can go faster. In this case, we did 31 miles an hour. The issue here is, like I said, the stock pinion or stock motor, it is a 2.3 millimeter shaft, and this is a 2 millimeter shaft. So option number 2 is this Castle setup. So we have a Micro X2 with a Castle brushless motor. It is a 8,000 kV motor. I'm guessing that this will probably push us into the 40 mile an hour range. The issue though is that the shaft on this motor is 3.3 millimeters. So it is 1 millimeter bigger than the pinion hole will allow. So we're going to have to drill this out. Now I'm not going to do that on camera, but I am going to do that, and we are going to put this motor in there, and that opens up a new realm of possibilities because now we can run 3 and 4S on this ESC. While this was a good motor, I don't know that I could recommend it because of how thin the shaft is, and you can see that, well, it didn't last very long. This is a $100 2-in-1 ESC and motor combination. This is a $100 motor, and you're looking at, I think, around another $100 for the ESC. I'm going to do all of this in the background, and then the next scene, you're going to see the car ready to rip, and we are going to do another run. Just a little bit of an update. We did get the motor on there. We do have a 19-tooth pinion on it. Unfortunately, we were not able to drill out the stock pinion. It is very tough, and I don't have a drill press here. From the factory, this is a half a mod pitch, and this is a 48 tooth pitch. This is a 50 tooth pitch. We're just going to put it together and hope that it works. Definitely don't recommend it at home, but this is for science. We are testing this out for all of you viewers at home. We have everything buttoned up. We're about to get judged by all of you out there. It is what it is. You can hear the mesh is not extremely happy. That sounds terrible. I'm hoping we're going to get a couple of runs out of this. I really want to hit 40 mile an hour with it. This motor is a 8450 kV motor. It is a Castle. The part number is 060-0105-00. It is paired with a Micro X2, and it sounds horrendous. So feel free to roast me in the comments below, but I want to get this done. I did look online for different pinions that are half mod, and I cannot find exactly what I'm looking for. So I will have to drill this one out at some point and just buy all new parts potentially for this. I'm really hoping this motor shaft doesn't break. It is 3 millimeters, so I'm fingers crossed. So here we are back at the testing site. Third time's a charm. It's either going to work or it's not. So I brought a 3S battery and I brought a 4S battery because that ESC can run 2S through 4S. Since the pinion gear is not right, and again, I would advise you not to do this with your cars unless you want to break it potentially. Since the pinion is wrong, we're just going to go straight for the 4S battery. We'll see what happens. And we are good to go. So wish us luck. right into the ditch. Whew. Let's see what this does here. Let's stop the GPS. Read. Wow, we did it. We did it. We hit 42 mile an hour. All right, so we hit the goal of 42 mile an hour. Let's see if we can push it even further and go just a touch faster. And we're in the ditch again. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We ran off into the ditch. We had an unfortunate event. We did, however, hit a record. I feel like there might be one or two things broken here, so we're going to take this apart together. So the body, we must have ballooned the tires pretty good because we've rubbed paint off. We must have hit pretty hard because we've rubbed paint off the front there too. Oh, nice. We broke one of the front body pins, clips, holders, whatever. We are still on. You can see that everything did fall out. We do need to secure things better. As soon as I really got into it on 4S that second time, the car went crazy, as you can see in the video. Maybe not, I'm not sure. It went wild and it veered right off the road into the ditch. The motor does not feel hot. The ESC does not feel hot. I mean, we could probably do 4 or 5 more runs without having any issues. The battery is obviously up for the task. We did hit our mark. We hit 40 mile an hour or more. We actually hit 42 and then 47, so we almost hit 50. Oh, that is what happened. We had a couple of blowouts here. Anything over 40 mile an hour, you're going to need to either get better tires, re-glue the tires, or something, because you're going to get blowouts. This has been a really fun video to make. The car has been really fun. It held up really well. Overall, we're going to go over some things that I liked, I didn't like, and wrap this video up. So obviously we haven't had an on-road car before. Lots of fun. I'll probably get more in the future. Speed is definitely something that I'm really growing to enjoy. First thing we're going to talk about is out of the box stock. The car is $180 out of the box and it is ready to run. You do not need anything for it. It comes with remote batteries. It comes with a car battery and charger. You don't need anything to run it. And it is a fantastic car for a box stock car. So I would highly recommend it. We've been doing a lot of reviews with good stuff. The Creighton and now this, the Zool. I mean, it's just, what a time to be alive, right? Either way, right out of the box, if you have somewhere to run it, if you live in a neighborhood or you have asphalt or concrete roads that are smooth, highly recommend. It will be a lot of fun. It'll do 20 mile an hour right out of the box, just like it says, and it'll provide smiles for days. I don't really have any cons for this car. It comes with metal diffs, unlike the Grom. It comes with a metal pinion and spur. I mean, it's ready to go from the factories. I'm really, really happy with how it came configured. It even has a fan. Out of the box, I wouldn't say that there's a con. There just isn't. It's fun. Now, moving into the speed runs part of it, it's a great car for that. Obviously, you're going to run into some limitations. We did double the mile an hour that it was rated for, and it survived. As we started to push it further and further, faster and faster, things got a little more hairy, and I think that if we had some better tires, we might have been able to hit the 50, even 60 mile an hour mark potentially. We will continue to try and go faster and faster with the car. Well, we're going to see if we can order the appropriate parts for this car to ensure that we're not cobbling some stuff together like we did. So on that note, it is not recommended by us that you go in and just throw a 48 pitch pinion into your car. If you want to, that's fine, but it's not something that we would replicate for fun. You're going to probably damage or break it. We can't really complain. I will say that the Firma Spectrum 2-in-1 ESC and motor combination, I wouldn't recommend that. We obviously broke a motor shaft on that guy. It's a really small shaft, and a 6,000 kV motor put us at 30 mile an hour before it broke. Again, I was having control issues. Obviously, the tires and the street that I'm on is big stoned asphalt, so it's not really good for speed runs. It does get the job done. If you have a better place to do speed runs, you might get mile an hour or more out of it with this ESC and motor combination. However, just know that there is a potential that you're going to break the motor shaft, and I think that they're $100. I'll link everything that I'm using here in the description below. Now, moving into the castle stuff, the motor that I got, as long as you get the 3mm pinion for it, seems to be the clear winner. So on 4S, it will potentially do more than 47 mile an hour. I do have a screenshot of the 47 mile an hour run, and I will add that right here, because we all got to have proof. With that being said, we really appreciate you guys making it this far. 10 out of 10 car. Highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. Huge shout out to the TABO channel club members. Again, we really appreciate everyone that is part of that club. And as always, we hope you have a great day.